Hello, welcome to Bentley's Backwoods Bushcraft. This is Richard, and we are in the EET dojo. And I am going to share a few things with you with my system, Zenshin Aikijitsu. And the topic that we're going to work on today is going to be from the Zenshin Aikijitsu subsection of Olisi Kali. Now, Olisi Kali is a particular system that I myself developed, like I do everything else, for me, by me. This works for me. It absolutely works for me, and it's absolutely effective for me. And I have found that it also works for other people, and it is absolutely effective for other people. And so I teach it. So if anyone's interested, drop me a line, get in contact with me, and we'll see what we can do. So let's get on with what we're doing today. So the first thing we're going to do is learn how to size our stick, and it's pretty simple. Basically what you want is a stick that is about the distance from your armpit out to your fingertips, just like that. That's basically the size of stick that you want. Once you get that, you're good to go. It doesn't really matter what the size of it actually is. That's the size of the stick that you want. So that's sizing your stick. Next, we're going to show you how to hold the stick. Now that may sound pretty basic and easy, and it is, but there are different systems that hold their sticks in different positions in different ways. Now, a lot of systems will show you to grip the stick at the very end like such, so there's nothing on the bottom. I do not do this. I don't like the way this is. I don't like the way it feels. This is not how I was taught, and my system requires that there be a pummel and end to it. So what we do is we'll place the non-hand that we're going to grab it in, place the hand that we're going to use the stick in over top, release the bottom hand, and there you go. One hand's distance between the end of the stick and the hand that you're going to maintain the stick in. Now this will give you a pummel in which you can grip and pull and hit and do a lot of damage. So we want to make sure that we have at least one fist distance, anywhere from 3 fingers to a fist distance from the bottom of the stick. That is properly holding your stick in the Olisi Kali system. As a dojo system, we have certain formats, we have certain ways of doing things, just to make it easier to teach, and so that everybody stays on the same page. One of those things is the resting stick position, which I'm in right now. When we are standing around watching or learning how to do something, or for any reason that we're on the mat and we're not actually using the stick, but we do have it in our hands, we want to be in this resting position like this. Now, it's very simple to get into. Again, it's very common knowledge that I'm left-handed. I tend to prefer to have things in my left hand. I will do everything equally left and right-handed. I'll talk about that later. But right now I have it in my left hand. All we're going to do is take our right hand, we're going to roll over like we're going to snake. We're going to come under the stick, and then we're going to lay our palm on top of our wrist, just like such. And the stick is here in our armpit. This is the resting stick position in the Olisi Kali. Now we're going to discuss open and closed Olisi positions or stick positions. Again, depending on which hand you have them in would depend on the way it looks, but it's very simple. Again, I'm going to start with my left hand. If I am in an open stick position, single stick, open single stick position, the stick is on the same side of which my hand is on, that I'm gripping with my hand. I have it gripped in my left hand, so my stick is on my left side. This is an open stick position. An open single stick position. Let me make that clear. single stick position. Now if I have a closed single stick position and it's in my left hand, it will be moved over to my right side. This is a closed single stick position. Open. Closed. Open. Closed. Now we have a ready stick position, and this comes into two different categories of ready stick position. We also open or closed, but regardless of the open or closed, ready stick position is the tip of the stick is pointed forward at a slight angle depending on the opponent, either pointed towards their eyes or their throat. We also have let's look at it from here. There we go. We also have another ready position where the stick is up at our shoulders in such a manner. This is also a open single stick ready position, as is this. So again, we have open stick position left-handed, closed stick position left-handed. We have open stick position right-handed, closed stick position right-handed. We also have ready position this manner, open single stick, and this way, as well as here and here. You can also have a ready closed position where it would be here. This is a ready closed right-handed position and a ready closed left-handed position, as such. So now we're going to discuss exchanging hands in the middle of a technique or just in general. Now, I recently took a seminar for a system called American Eskrima. I did not like in the least bit their hand switching technique. I will demonstrate it and I'll show you the major reason. I'll discuss the major reason why I just don't like it. So if I have it in my left hand and they want me to switch to my right hand, what they do is they lift it up over their head, switch hands, and then come back down. Again, take a look at this. This is their hand switching technique. Now, if you've seen what I'm talking about, you should know exactly why I don't like this. Again, I have it in my left hand, and let's say that I want to switch it to my right hand. Just like that. Alright, so go ahead and think about that for a second, and let's go ahead and express why you think that's probably not a good idea. I'll give you a few seconds and then I'll tell you why I think it's not a good idea and why I'll never do it. Alright, now as a matter of fact, I didn't even do it during the seminar, and I kind of got yelled at a couple times for not doing it that way, but I wasn't even going to do it during the seminar. So I want to switch hands. Alright, it's a legitimate thing, is switching your hands with your techniques. Now I'm not going to say that my way of doing it is better for them, but I will say that my way of doing it is better for me. They may be happy exchanging their hands the way they do, but if they ever do it against me or somebody else that has even an inkling of knowing what they're going to do, they'll probably stop doing it real quick. So let's just assume that I have an opponent in front of me and I want to switch hands. So let me just switch feet here real quick, just to be having it switched already. So I'm wanting to let's say I've got it in my left hand, and for some reason I decide I want to come around, and instead of coming around my head and striking like this, I want to come up like this and strike him in the head. All right, let's just say that's the scenario. Regardless, this is their exchange, hand exchange, just like that. All right. As soon as I lift my hand up like this, and look at my body, I'm completely open. All you got to do is just whack the total dog crap out of me while I'm trying to switch hands. Even if I do it fast, even if I do this super fast. Look at, I'm raising my hands above my head, got my stick way up here, and I'm trying to switch hands. They're just going to pummel the crap out of my ribs and the rest of my body while I try to switch hands. Didn't like it. I did not express that I didn't like it. Verbally, I just wouldn't do it. And I'm not going to do it. Now, again, I'm not saying my way is better for them, but I am saying my way is better for me. And that's all that really counts. So I have it in my left hand, and I want to switch it to my right hand. Now, I have 3 different ways in which I will switch the stick. Now, granted, there are many other ways that I could do it and probably would do it in an actual situation. But as a teaching dojo on the mat situation, this is how I teach it. So let's say I want to go to the right hand. All right, so I can either move forward, move backward, or stay in position. It doesn't really matter, but the exchanges are going to be the same. So let's just say I want to move forward and switch. What I'll do is, as I move my right leg forward, my right hand will come up and grip the top of the stick, and then I'll flick it around. That's how I'm going to exchange. If I'm moving forward, whether I'm moving forward, stepping back, or staying in position, it doesn't really matter. Now, I do desire generally, if the stick is in my right hand and forward, I prefer to have my right foot forward. As well as if it's in my left hand and my left hand is forward, I prefer to have my left foot forward. So this is how I switch. All I have to do is switch feet. I can either go forward, I can step back and switch, I can move forward and switch, I can stand where I'm at and switch. It doesn't really matter. But that's how I switch. I just boom, 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 boom. Now, I can do that in reverse. Okay, instead of reaching up forward and flicking the back end forward, I can take the front end, pull it back, and I can either step forward, step back, or stay in my position. It doesn't really matter. So I want to grip it from the front. I can step forward, grip it, flick it out. If I want it to come back, I can draw the tip back, flick it into my hand, and position. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. I find it to be a lot more effective, and for me it's a lot safer. Now, we do have one other way that we do exchange sticks. Now, granted, this one has a little bit of flashiness to it, and there is probably a moment in which you probably could get hit. I don't think that it's as dangerous as this, but it is another way in which we do exchange hands, besides gripping the tip and flicking it, or pulling the tip back and re-gripping here. Okay, so instead of boom, 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 just like this. Okay, the third way is kind of like treating it similar to what you would a nunchuck. So if the front end, the tip, is facing my uke, and for some reason I just don't want to flick the stick or flick it this way, I can roll it behind me and then come under, boom, behind, boom, behind, Boom. Just like you would a nunchuck. Boom. Just like this here. As such. Boom, 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 boom. Just like that. So that's exchanging hands. So we do have, technically, in the Zenshin Aikijitsu system of Olisi Kali, we do have a standing and kiza on one knee, traditional stick bow in which we can use for entering the class and showing respect and stuff of that nature. That will be taught during class. It isn't always used. The Olisi Kali system is not really based on a dojo organized system. It is more based on actual real use in combat, and there's not really a lot of requirement when it comes to etiquette for such a system. So even though I have included some etiquette to the system for dojo use, it's not there's not a lot of it, and it isn't always used. So I will reserve the traditional Olisi Kali bows for when we're at the dojo, and I'll show you that then. So the very basic drill in which everybody starts out with is a drill that I call ABC 1 2 3, and it's very simple. It's a single stick drill. You can do it with double sticks, but the Olisi Kali system in the Zenshin Aikijitsu is predominantly a single stick art. Predominantly a single stick art. We do work double sticks, but I prefer single stick because I like having a free hand for trapping, grabbing, punching, and things to that nature. So I tend to focus on single stick. So as far as the ABC 1 2 3 goes, it's very simple. All you're going to do is use a little bit of imagination and stick work. So at the beginning, you just visualize a large capital A in the air in front of you, and you just trace it. It doesn't matter how you trace it. You can go up this side, you can roll it around up this side, you can roll it around across, or you can go more linear and vertical and just go straight up, straight down, and straight across either this way or this way. It doesn't really matter. The whole concept is to just trace the alphabet, all capital letters, and then trace the numbering system from 0 to 9, or however you get all 1 through 0, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0, or you can start with 0 and go 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Doesn't really matter. Just make sure you get all the numbers and all the letters involved. Once you get proficient with that, then you start using smaller cased alphabet and start running through smaller cased and uppercase alphabet and the numbers. And that's something that we try to do every class. It's a very practical and useful skill with the Olisi Kali system. Next, we are going to work the 9 angles of attack and show you the basic 12. The first stick, it's kind of hard to describe. I do not consider it a form. It's kind of more than a drill, but less than a form. It's an exercise in a lot of respects. but we will run through the 9 angles of attack and the basic 12 at this point. So the 9 angles of attack are the 9 angles of which any attack can come at you, and I have a personalized numbering system, and which I use in the system, that describes all angles. So we will run through that real quick and then we'll discuss it. So angle number 1, angle number 2, angle number 3, angle number 4, angle number 5, angle number 6, angle number 7, angle number 8, angle number 9. So those are the 9 angles of attack. Also right-handed, angle number 1, angle number 2, angle number 3, angle number 4, angle number 5, angle number 6, angle number 7, angle number 8, and angle number 9. 9 angles of attack. Now we have the basic 12. Now the basic 12 is nothing more than those 9 angles placed into a movement of 12. Now of course, since there's only 9 angles and you have 12 movements, you are going to be repeating a few, but it doesn't matter. So here we're going to run through the basic 12 real quick for you. Now we'll do it in 2 different ways. We'll just go from counting from 1 to 12, and then we will also count it out as the angle in which we're using. Now this does get confusing to some people because they start mixing them up. That is why I try to teach them both ways, so that it becomes more ingrained into your mind, so that it doesn't confuse you as much. But at the beginning it does sometimes confuse people. As an example real quick, the first angle in the basic 12 is not angle number 1. It is angle number 2. But you'll hear us go 1, 2, 3, 4. And when they see that, and they already know the 9 angles of attack, it confuses people because they're like, that ain't angle number 1, that's angle number 2. Why are you calling it 1? Well, I'm not calling it angle number 1, it's just movement number 1. So let's run through the basic 12. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Again, let's do that in the right hand. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there's the basic 12. Now let's run through the basic 12 one more time. This time let's do it by the angle of attack. 2, 4, 1, 5, 9 middle, 9 upper, 6, 8, 4, 2, 7, 3. One more time in the right hand. 2, 4, 1, 5, 9, 9, 6, 8, 4, 2, 7, 3. Basic 12. Lastly, for this video, let's look at the 18 deflections that are within the Zenshin Aikijitsu Olisi system. Now, some of these are very similar and will do the exact same thing that another one will do, but these 18 will encompass any type of movement that you need to deflect an oncoming attack with a stick. Now I'll tell you this, we do not block anything because blocking does not work and people do not really block anyway. Although we do attack everything, let me repeat that, we do attack everything, but we also deflect. So let's discuss the 18 deflections in the Olisi Kali. And we'll go through these slowly and discuss them if necessary. So we will begin with deflection number 1. Deflection number 1 is really just an angle 2. Deflection number 2 is an angle number 4. Then we have what's called a roof or an umbrella. 3. Number 4 is a wing. Number 5 is abad. Number 6 comes down at an angle 3 at our side. Next one comes down at an angle number 3 on the other side. Then we have what appears to be a more blocking version. These are just deflecting in a different manner. Then we deflect away, this way for the middle. We have an upper and a lower. Then we go to the right side and it deflects in the middle. An upper and a lower. Then we have the middle, or the front. Middle, upper, lower. Then we have 2 abanicos. We have a flick to one side and a flick to the other side. So let's do that one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Those are the 18 deflections in the Olisi Kali. It also works the same on the other side. Just make sure, as example, so the right side stick works exactly the same way that the left side stick works. So we want to make sure that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And there are the 18 deflections in the Zenshin Aikijitsu Olisi Kali system.